Hello, and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream on one of the best days on the football calendar is here. It is Boxing Day and we are finishing with a fixture at Anfield as table-topping Liverpool host relegation-threatened Leicester. The Reds, under their new gaffer Arne Slot, have had an almost perfect start with just one defeat from their first 25 in all competitions, and within those first 25 games they have won 21. Liverpool are looking to win the league for the first time since 2020, and it would be their 20th top-flight title in their history. For the Foxes, it has been a worrying start to their return to the Premier League after a year away. Started with Steve Cooper, and now they are led by Ruud van Nistelrooy, who has managed just one win from his first 4 games in charge, which was in the first game of his tenure. It was a 3-1 home win to West Ham a couple of weeks ago. But back-to-back hammerings at home to Wolves last time out and away to Newcastle have left the champions of 2016 down in 18th and now in the relegation zone after the Wolves win against United earlier on. Despite not being in the same division last season, these two sides did meet in the third round of the League Cup here at Anfield, where Liverpool came out 3-0 winners, even though Leicester took 3-1 winners, even though Leicester did take a lead in the third minute. But the last time these were both in the Premier League, it saw 2 Liverpool wins, 2-1 victory at Anfield in late December of 2022, and then a 3-0 win at the end of the season. As 2025 closes in, can Liverpool continue their dominance at the top of the table, or can Leicester pull off an upset and climb their way away from the relegation zone? It's looking like it's Liverpool's title to lose. It's looked like that for a little while, but even more so now after Chelsea lost their game, I think, in the 95th minute at home to Fulham. So if Liverpool win tonight, they would go 7 points clear with a game in hand. So it is looking rather likely that Liverpool go on and win this Premier League title. Of course, the only other Premier League title they've ever won was during the COVID season in the 2019-2020 season. But this would be a seriously special one in their first season under Arne Slot, who during his time over in the Netherlands with Feyenoord, his previous club, he did win one Eredivisie title back in the 22-23 season. He also won a Dutch Cup with Feyenoord last season, so he has got a bit of silverware to his name, Arne Slot, but this would be taking it to another level. He's only 46 years of age as well, the Dutch manager, and this is his first ever time in his footballing career away from his home country, and he has took to the English game very well. It has seemed like a seamless transition for him. Just one defeat in all competition from their opening 25 games is a ridiculous record, and it's not exactly an embarrassing defeat. They were beaten 1-0 at home to Forest back in mid-September, but we know how good Forest are doing this season. And then, it's just 21 unbeaten now for Liverpool, and, it just feels like Liverpool won't slow down, and it also feels like no one will be able to catch them up, even if Liverpool maybe drop a few points here and there. I don't think any other teams below them have enough consistency to even try and get above the Reds at the moment. So even though, no titles are won at Christmas or even at New Year, it's hard to see Liverpool not winning the league title this season. It would be their historic 20th First Division title as well. But if we look at Leicester, promoted last season as champions, 97 points, winning 31 of their 46 league games. But the Premier League, of course, as we know, is a completely different beast. And they have only been able to win 3 of their opening 17 Premier League games, one of them being away from home. And that was a late dramatic comeback away at Southampton back in mid-October. They have failed to win any of their last 4 away games on their travels. Leicester in the Premier League, they have lost 5 times away from home, and that has come to Newcastle, Brentford, Manchester United, Fulham and Arsenal. So it's a worrying start to the season, and they are now into the relegation zone. That Wolves win just before against Manchester United does put Leicester into the bottom 3 alongside Ipswich and Southampton, the 2 clubs that they came up with from the Championship. But We are just less than 5 minutes away from kickoff here at Anfield, and you feel like there is only going to be one winner. This is the 123rd meeting between the two, 35th meeting in the Premier League. Liverpool have won the last 4 in a row of this fixture, 3 of them in the Premier League and then that one in the League Cup last season. We have not had any draws in the last 10 between these two. The last draw was a 1-1 back in January 2019, and Leicester have just won 2 of the last 14 against Liverpool, both of them at home in the year of 2021. This should be pretty routine for Liverpool, but Leicester will come here with a little bit of fight, even though they have only won 1 of their last 9 Premier League games, drawing 2 and losing the other 6. Steve Cooper sacked after the Chelsea defeat back at the end of November when they were 16th. They are now in 18th, and the next 3 Premier League games are pretty challenging. They host Manchester City on the 29th of December. Then their first fixture in the new year on the 4th is away against Aston Villa, and then they host Crystal Palace, who only hovering around the relegation zone themselves, but they do seem to have picked up a little bit of form under Oliver Glasner, this Palace side. Still nearer the bottom, but it looks like they will be able to drag themselves away come towards the end of this season, as both sets of players are in the tunnel here at Anfield. And leading Leicester out is a Liverpool fan, Conor Cody, born in Liverpool, spent 9 years at the club, and also spent a year out on loan at Everton, their rivals, back in the 22-23 season. He has actually won here as a player, Conor Cody, and that was in the 2016-17 season in the FA Cup with Wolverhampton Wanderers, as here are both sides entering the field of play, being led out by the referee Darren Bond, who has refereed 7 Premier League games so far this season. Has sent off 1 player, Tom Kearney, away at Spurs at the start of this month. You might remember he came on and scored in that game, Tom Kearney, then got himself sent off shortly after. But we'll go through both sets of starting 11 here, and we'll start with Liverpool, who make 2 changes from their 6-3 away win last time out against Tottenham, and here's Alisson to remain in goal, looking for his 90th Premier League clean sheet in his 275th Liverpool appearance. A back 4 at right back will be Trent Alexander-Arnold, and on the left-hand side it will be Andy Robertson, with 2 centre-halves of Joe Gomez still yet to score for Liverpool, despite being at the club now for over 9 years, and then alongside him will be the captain Virgil van Dijk, who scored once against Leicester, and that was whilst he was in a Southampton shirt in the season Leicester won the Premier League title. 2 holding midfielders of Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister, who turned 27 on Christmas Eve, and then just in front of them will be the number 17 of Curtis Jones. Turned 26, McAllister, on Christmas Eve. And then 3 up front on the right will be Mohamed Salah, who is the first ever player to reach double figures for goals and assists in the Premier League before Christmas. On the left will be Cody Gakpo, who's featured in every game so far this season in all competitions. And up front, leading the line, getting the nod today, is Darwin Núñez, who has not scored in his last 5 in the Premier League. And for Leicester, it is 3 changes from their defeat at home last time out to Wolves, and it is a change of goalkeeper. Jakub Stolarczyk is in goal. He has only played 1 under-21s game this season, as he's been out since August with an ankle injury, but he's coming to replace Danny Ward, who is not in the Leicester squad. A back 4, James Justin, who's making his 80th Premier League appearance. At left back is Victor Christiansen, 2 centre-halves of Conor Cody, the captain, and Yannick Vestergaard. 2 older midfielders, Harry Winks, who did feature for Tottenham in that Champions League final against Liverpool in 2019. Alongside him is going to be Boubakary Soumaré, who's yet to score in his Leicester career since joining from Lille in 2021. 3 behind the striker on the right will be Jordan Ayew, who got a red card for Palace against Liverpool at home a year ago last season. On the left will be Steffi Mavididi, who came through at Arsenal, spent a couple of years at Juventus before leaving Montpellier for Leicester last summer. And in behind the striker will be their £20 million signing from Genk, and that'll be Bilal El Khanous, the Moroccan number 10, who spent 10 years coming through at Anderlecht, featured in the World Cup for Morocco, finishing 3rd, was also part of the Morocco team that went far in the World Cup in Qatar. and he'll try and be feeding Leicester striker up front of Patson Daka. Jamie Vardy picked up a knock in that last game against Wolves, so the Zambian striker is in from the beginning tonight. He has struggled with injury at the start of this season. Patson Daka had an ankle injury of his own from August till November. He's returned the last month and he's got 6 Premier League appearances now, including tonight. He scored once, and that was against West Ham at the start of the month in that first game under Ruud van Nistelrooy, but didn't feature at all in that last game against Wolves. Patson Daka, who's now made over 100 appearances for Leicester. He joined for £23 million in 2021 from RB Salzburg. But they are the 2 starting 11s here, as we are very close to getting underway at Anfield. Arne Slot taking on Ruud van Nistelrooy. 2 Dutch managers finding themselves in the Premier League. Arne Slot wants of Feyenoord, Ruud van Nistelrooy wants of PSV. And we are underway here. Liverpool kicking left to right, Leicester right to left. Liverpool have kicked us off. Alisson going long towards Darwin Núñez. Header away from Winks straight to Andy Robertson, who restarts to the halfway line with Virgil van Dijk. And in this first half, it will see Liverpool attacking the Kop, as they will be looking to get a few goals under their belt in this first half to give themselves a bit of breathing space. A very busy festive period. So if they can get themselves ahead in the game and comfortable, they could be able to take off a few of their main starters, give them a little bit of a rest, as they do have to go and travel to West Ham in a couple of days' time. There's the ball down the left-hand side, finds Gakpo, edge of the area to McAllister. Not a lot of time on the ball, can feed it into the space for Robertson, who will get there before it goes out. Clips across into the box, it's high, headed away by Mavididi, kept alive by Gravenberch 25 yards out, forced to go back towards the halfway line here to Van Dijk. Positive start from the home team. And it's Alexis McAllister, who's just drifted out towards the left-hand side, finds Gravenberch. Everyone behind the ball here for Leicester, who are in their full blue kit tonight, home strip. And so are Liverpool in their red this evening, as it's their right centre-back of Joe Gomez, making his 148th Premier League appearance, as Trent Alexander-Arnold tries to play a ball inside, comes off Mavididi, throwing right next to the corner flag for Liverpool on this near side. And there is Arne Slot, already in conversation with his coaching staff. One of them formerly a staff at West Ham with David Moyes, and that's Johnny Heitinger, was once an Everton centre-back, as the throw-in goes towards McAllister in the centre of the pitch. Can't quite glance it on to Robertson, won back by Ayew. Clipped forward here by Conor Cody. Daka will give chase, but it'll be well cleaned up at the back there by Virgil van Dijk. Midway side his own half, just very calmly volleying it to his right, to his centre-back partner of Joe Gomez, who was a part of the England squad during the Euros, just gone. Didn't play any minutes, but he's a very good player to have. He's not been named back in the England squad since the summer, Joe Gomez, who's making his seventh start out of 8 against Leicester. As it's Robertson on the far side, trying to find Gakpo, can just about keep it in, but then loses out to Ayew. And the last touch off Gakpo, midway inside the Leicester half on the far side. It will be a Fox's throw-in. And there is Ruud van Nistelrooy. Won 11 honours as a player, won Premier League title back in 2003. Won a Dutch Cup and Super Cup in the 22-23 season, and in his only season in charge of PSV. Of course, had a very short stint as an assistant manager at Manchester United at the start of the season. Parted ways with Erik ten Hag in October, then took charge of a handful of games as interim before Ruben Amorim was appointed. And Amorim did not want Van Nistelrooy involved. As Leicester clear up towards halfway, glanced backwards by Gravenberch, and it'll be back in Liverpool possession with Robertson. Plenty of time on the ball here for the Scotsman, who's making his 320th Liverpool appearance, signed for just £8 million from Hull back in 2017. Superb player. And for such a steal as well, he's been very consistent as a crossfield ball from Trent Alexander-Arnold makes the play go from right to left. There's Gakpo, can cut inside onto his right foot and will go for an early cross towards the far post, and Salah's shot is saved. It drops to Curtis Jones, and it's well dealt with by Mavididi, who can look to break. El Canoes tackled though by Gomez. Back out wide to the right side by Gravenberch to find Salah. Inside to Jones in the box. Gravenberch, Salah flick to Jones. It's beautiful football, and the cut back spot by Vestergaard, put back in by Alexander-Arnold. Header from James Justin, a chest and a volley away from Jordan Ayew. And Leicester somehow survive. Mohamed Salah with his first chance of the game, and he almost scored. It seemed to have been a great save by Jakub Stalarczyk, who's in goal tonight for Leicester, making just his 10th appearance for the club. His previous 9 for the first team came in last season's campaign, 2 of them in the Championship, keeping 2 clean sheets against Huddersfield in the August and then Preston in the April. Kept 6 clean sheets in the 9 games last season. Stalarczyk not had a sniff of game time this season due to an ankle injury he's been dealing with, but he's in tonight for Danny Ward, who didn't have his greatest of games for Leicester against Wolves last time out. But Mohamed Salah coming ever so close. 15 goals he's on this season in the Premier League. He only scored 18 in the entirety of last season, so a huge improvement for Mohamed Salah as Curtis Jones on the right wing position crosses deep towards the far post, overcooked it straight out of play for a Leicester goal kick. Just less than 5 minutes in here at Anfield, it's 0-0. Gakpo had the ball in, it was towards the far post, and Salah's right-footed shot saved by Stalarczyk, and as Jones tried to shoot from 6 yards out, Stalarczyk just kind of threw a hand towards the ball and was able to push it away from the Liverpool number 17. And it's Leicester to play out from the back. Stalarczyk, the goalkeeper, clearing it out to the right-hand side. Controlled here by Ayew. It's now with Justin. Flicks off to Ayew, who can try and get himself around Gakpo. Nudge to the ground. Leicester free kick on that far side, just inside their own half hit. Bit of a protest there from Gakpo, but the referee's made his decision. And Leicester have it with Vestergaard going forward here to El Khanous. Into a bit of space here for Mavididi on the Leicester left-hand side. Step over as he tries to take on Ryan Gravenberch. Goes on the outside of him in the final third. Left-footed low ball into the box here for Ayew, who twists and turns and gets the shot off! And it's into the bottom left corner. And Leicester have the lead at Liverpool. Jordan Ayew with the goal. He has never scored previously against Liverpool in 13 previous appearances. He was sent off against them last season in a Palace shirt at Selhurst Park. This time he's on the score sheet. Mavididi, travelling with the ball down the left-hand side, went on the outside of Gravenberch, put a left-footed low ball in, and it's found its way to Ayew, and 12 yards out, he was able to shield the ball away from Robertson, and then spinning, strike first time, perfectly into the bottom left corner. It's a really well-taken goal. Slight nick off the right boot of Van Dijk, which certainly helped it on its way in. And despite a dominant Liverpool start, it's Leicester who have got themselves in front, back out of the relegation zone for the Foxes. And at Anfield, just less than 7 minutes in, it's Liverpool 0, Leicester 1. What a moment that is for Jordan Ayew. Brought in for £5 million in the summer from Palace at the age of 33. Seemed like a bit of a silly signing in terms of the fee. But that's his 4th goal for Leicester this season in the Premier League. He's equalled his tally for last season. It's a Leicester now have to defend a corner. Salah shielding the ball behind as Christensen tried to avoid the set piece for Liverpool. I don't think that goal will exactly worry the home side, but just means they've got a little bit more work to do tonight. Robertson takes it short to Alexander-Arnold, who cross it himself. Takes no deflection, straight out into the side netting. And it's a Leicester City goal kick. And when they met last season in the League Cup, Leicester did take the lead in the 3rd minute through Casey McAteer, who's not involved tonight. And they've got another early lead here at Anfield, this time in the Premier League. It was a really good spin and finish from Ayew during real time. I didn't see that it took a little nick off Van Dijk, which probably meant the ball went in the back of the net. Without that slight deflection, it probably would have been saved by Alisson, who will have to wait for his 90th Premier League clean sheet. But what an upset. Had a misty Anfield. The home side trail. There's a ball from Cody from the free kick there. It's not been able to be controlled there by Mavididi. Clearance in the end by Alisson, They've got it back on the halfway line with El Khanous into the centre circle. Ayew lays it off here to Winks. Forward to El Khanous. Then out wide to the right-hand side here to James Justin. They've got a swagger about their play here. Leicester, edge of the box. Justin goes for a shot, which cannons off Robertson. Far side. It's a corner for Leicester. Less than 10 minutes in, they lead and they want to add a second if they can. Of course, you've got to be careful with Liverpool because one of their strongest assets is their counter-attacking style of play. And they can do that more often than not from defending corners. They can usually go from defence to attack pretty quickly from these scenarios. But if Leicester can churn out an opportunity, then they might not have to worry about defending a counter-attack, as it'll be a right-footed outswinger from the goal scorer, Ayew. Ball into the near post. It's headed on by Justin. Cannons off Van Dijk. And then a strike from outside the box from El Khanous is wildly over the crossbar. And just less than 10 minutes in, it's Liverpool 0, Leicester 1. Didn't quite catch it there. The Moroccan Bilal El Khanous, who only scored 3 in 51 appearances last season in all competitions for Genk. Only aged 20. Signed for £20 million. Clearly see a lot in him. Leicester City to sign the number 11 for such a fee. It's Liverpool on the ball, halfway line with Virgil van Dijk. 33 years of age now. Still waiting for that new contract as a ball out to the right wing. Can't be kept in by Curtis Jones. Sloppy touch. And that'll be a throw in midway inside the Leicester half for the Foxes on this near side. Be taken by their left back, Victor Christiansen, who started for Denmark in the Euros against England. Came through the Copenhagen Academy where he was born. Now at the age of 22, turned 22 10 days ago. Victor Christiansen is his throw-in is headed away by McAllister, headed back forward by Vestergaard, headed away by Gomez, controlled by Darwin Núñez towards this right-hand side, finds Salah, tackled by Christiansen, who can then see a clearance from his teammate Vestergaard. El Khanous goes in strong, ball bouncing around, and it's a tackle from Jones, helps it forward towards Daka, who's then tripped by Van Dijk. No foul given. Looks like more of a coming together according to the referee, Darren Bond. And just over 11 minutes in, it's still Leicester who lead. Jordan Ayew with the goal. It's out to the left wing here to Gakpo in the final third. Goes behind him here to Robertson. Looks in behind for the runner Gakpo, cleared by James Justin. Flicked forward by Ayew. Daka chasing. El Khanous, the one able to try and get it away for Leicester, but in the end it's worked its way back into the Liverpool half with Alisson. Played every minute at the Copa America in the summer for Brazil. Alisson knocked out the quarter-final stage by Uruguay. Another great switch of play from Alexander-Arnold to find Gakpo, just keeping it in on the byline. And then driving onto the right-hand side of his body. And then back to Robertson, who can put the cross into the box. It's glanced on by Núñez. Straight behind for a goal kick. Quite wide in the end there by the Uruguayan, who's not scored in his last 8 games for his country. Darwin Núñez, and he's not scored in his last 5 in the league. Did score recently in the League Cup, though, in their victory against Southampton. There's Vestergaard. Big ball out to the right-hand side here for Leicester. Controlled on halfway by Robertson. Just went over the head there of Jordan Ayew. And in the centre circle, it is their number 38, Ryan Gravenberch. Just scored once in his Premier League career, the Dutchman. And that was away in a 3-1 win against Fulham at the back end of last season. Spent 12 years coming through at Ajax. The number 38 assisted in that League Cup win last season for Liverpool against Leicester. Gakpo again on the right foot from the left wing, try to slot a ball through towards Núñez, cleared in the end for Leicester, but can't quite hit Patson Daka. Easily dealt with by Virgil van Dijk. And Liverpool, of course, at the moment are 21 unbeaten in all competitions. It is their longest run without defeat since a streak of 25 between April and November of 2021. And it is their longest unbeaten run within a single season since a run of 24 from January to May in 1989. So Liverpool do know that they can string runs like this together. It'll certainly help their cause for another Premier League title, making it number 2 if they win it this season. 4 points clear of Chelsea with a game in hand, 5 ahead of Forest, and 6 ahead of Arsenal. As again, for the third time in the game. Alexander-Arnold switches it out to Gakpo, running at Ayew, onto that right foot on the edge of the area, clipping a ball into the box, headed away by Harry Winks, controlled midway side the Leicester half by Gomez, works it to the right side here to Alexander-Arnold, crosses once again, and it's a header over the bar by James Justin, and that'll be a corner on the far side for Liverpool. Seems in the mood tonight. Trent Alexander-Arnold with those crosses from that right-hand side and his switched passes out towards Cody Gakpo. Just went over the head there of Alexis McAllister, who scored his first goal of the league season in their last game against Tottenham Hotspur. That 6-3 win away from home. Alexis McAllister scored to make it 2-0 in that game against Tottenham. As it'll be an in-swinger here for Liverpool from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Every attacking player for Liverpool is well at the far post here. Bit of an Arsenal-style tactic from this set piece. As McAllister is just hovering on the edge of the area for Liverpool. I think it's just worthwhile to keep an eye on him on the edge of the area. As Alexander-Arnold puts it in near post, Darwin Núñez flicks on. Last touch, I think, came off a Leicester player of, I think it was Victor Christiansen. So it'll be another corner on the same side for Liverpool. Just over 15 minutes played. They still trail 1-0. And again, similar tactic from the far post. They drift to the near post and the ball's delivered in. Daka with the header away. Here is McAllister now. Plenty of time on the ball for the World Cup winner. Switches it to the right side here to Curtis Jones, who will bring the ball forward. 1-2 with Gomez, cut out by Samare, and it will be Winks to bring it away on the left-hand side. Leicester look to counter. Winks playing it inside to the halfway line to Samare, then forward to Mavididi in the central area. Can't quite take on McAllister, and El Khanous can keep it moving, switching out to the right to Justin. Attack still on here for the Foxes, as they just slow it down, but they are well within the Liverpool half before sending it back to the halfway line here to Cody, forward to Samare. Doesn't even look and plays it out wide right to Ayew, and back to Samare, caught on his heels there by McAllister, and he drags him down. Free kick for Liverpool, just inside their own half there, as they want to try and take it as quickly as possible. Liverpool, who are unbeaten in their last 12 Premier League home games against Leicester, winning 10 and drawing 2. And that run has been since a loss of 3 in a row against Leicester at home from 97 to 2000, as Robertson crosses in. Cody with the header away, straight to McAllister, who works it back to Robertson in the final third, who will go for another cross into the box towards Darwin Núñez. Header in the air by Vestergaard, and Salah with their volley, and it's high in the sky, but the free kick was given on Vestergaard. I think he was caught on the neck there as he won that original header ahead of Darwin Núñez. Ball in by Robertson. Vestergaard got up there. Nothing in that. Probably not even a foul. He's tried to con the referee there, if anything. Yannick Vestergaard, the 6'6" giant at the back for Leicester, signed a new 3-year deal in June of this year after his really successful season in the Championship for Leicester. Yannick Vestergaard, who only played 10 times in the Premier League in his first 2 seasons at Leicester, was brought in by Brendan Rodgers and pretty much frozen out quite instantly. Stolarczyk takes the free kick straight over the head of Ayew. Throw in for Liverpool in their own half on the far side, taken quickly by Robertson, throwing it to Virgil van Dijk. As Liverpool have had 19 goals in their last 3 games. They've scored 11 of those 19 and conceded 8. Winning 6-3 against Spurs away, then drawing the previous 2, 2-2 to Fulham at home, and then 3-3 against Newcastle. So plenty of goals in the recent games for Liverpool, not all of them on their side. As Robertson again will cross in, header away in the 18-yard box by Cody, drops to the edge of the area to Gravenberch, who loses out to Ayew. And that'll be a free kick given there. Gravenberch just catching the Ghanaian winger, formerly of Aston Villa and Swansea, Crystal Palace as well, Jordan Ayew. And through the camera, you can barely see Ruud van Nistelrooy, as it is very, very foggy on Merseyside. Apparently there was an inspection at 4 o'clock this afternoon to make sure the game could still go on. It's limited vision for sure. It really is. It's heavy fog. You can just about see the players and the ball, of course. They're in quite bright colours, all red, all blue, and then a yellow football. but especially more in the central area of the pitch. You can tell the fog has ascended on Anfield. High ball towards Salah in the final third on the right wing. He's able to turn away from Christensen as well. And plays a ball into the box here for Jones, who lays it off to the edge of the area to McAllister. Back out wide right to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Time to dig out across to the far post. Ayew can glance away, but only as far as Gakpo, just outside the area on that left-hand side. Back in it goes with a cross, and it's caught by Jakub Stolarczyk, the Polish goalkeeper. And it's Leicester who can breathe again. Just less than 20 minutes in. It's Liverpool 0, Leicester City 1. An early goal scored by Jordan Ayew in the 6th minute of the match. As it's Liverpool who have to do some defending here, possibly. Just inside the Leicester half with Winks on the far side. Almost caught out by McAllister. Still having to shield the ball away from the Argentine. And then he's lost it in the end. And it's now Nunez to switch out towards Alexander-Arnold on the right. But it's cut out by Christensen. Brilliant chance now for Leicester to counter-attack. Mavididi running at the 18-yard box. Slips it through towards Daka. It's just overhit. And it goes through into the gloves of Alisson. That's a huge chance for Leicester. They'll kick themselves if they can't make another similar chance like that. Mavididi just overhitting the pass. I don't think Daka quite expected it as well. Salah skips beyond Mavididi and he puts a left-footed low ball in. It's nowhere near a red shirt. Straight through to the goalkeeper Stolarczyk, who's had 3 loan spells away from the club during his time there. Joined in 2017 from Poland. Had a loan spell over in Scotland earlier on, but then 2 loans in the lower leagues of English football with Fleetwood and Hartlepool. This is Premier League debut. So it was the second choice goalkeeper last season, Stolarczyk, under Enzo Maresca. As it's Conor Cody on the edge of the 18-yard box with the ball, playing it to his left there to Christensen. Got Salah for company, lifts it down the left-hand side, overhit, can't quite be kept in there by Mavididi, and it's gone out for a throw-in for Liverpool. Taken quickly by Joe Gomez. And it's now with Alisson, who's lost twice previously in his career to Leicester, and they've both been away from home. It's obviously been a terrific start for Arne Slot. He has gathered the same amount of points as Mourinho did in his first season at Chelsea after 16 Premier League games, both earning 39 points from their opening 16. There's Salah on the right-hand side, doubled up on as Mavididi's the one to put the tackle in and win the ball off the Egyptian. And it's now with Mavididi on the near side for Leicester, taking too much time on the ball, goes back to Christensen, clears it first time, but straight to Gravenberch, quickly forward to Nunez, great touch in the area, left-footed shot blocked by Christensen, and it's now with Harry Winks, lifting it over the top towards Daka. Van Dijk easily wins the header just inside the centre circle, and then Robertson over the top, it's a great ball, Gakpo brings it down, and can't quite get the shot off in the 6-yard box. It's well defended by the goalkeeper, Stolarczyk. Really good vision from Robertson. He knew exactly what pass to make straight away. Gakpo probably just strayed offside, but the touch was tidy. Just couldn't quite get the foot connecting with the ball for the shot. It's lifted out to the right back here, James Justin, into the midfield to Harry Winks. Back out wide right to Justin. Cannons it off Gakpo. Drops here to Cody, who goes across to his goalkeeper, Stolarczyk. Forward to the edge of the area. Nice pass to Winks. Left-footed ball now. Can he find the left winger of Mavididi? Can't quite get there. Ahead of Gomez, who intercepts on the halfway line. Gomez now pokes it forward. Brilliant play there to Salah. It's now middle of the pitch here with McAllister. Giving time on the ball. Goes to left there to Robertson. Now forward to Gakpo. Running at James Justin. Onto that right foot once again. Edge of the area. He'll be able to let fly. And it's wide and high. Goal kick Leicester. Just over 23 minutes in. Liverpool 0. Leicester City 1. So Leicester still lead. Coming into this game off the back of a 3-0 defeat at home to Wolves, and before that they'd lost 4-0 away at Newcastle. Not won in their previous 4 away games. Their only away win this season in the league was against Southampton 3-2. Dramatic winner. As McAllister has it. Plays it into the box to Nunez. Once more here towards Salah, who takes over. Right-footed shot which loops onto the roof of the net via a deflection. It's a corner for Liverpool. Close there from Mohamed Salah, who scored 4 in his previous 11 against Leicester. Just scoring 1, though, in his last 9 against the Foxes, and that was away from home in the 2020-2021 season. So again, from the back post, they drift to the near post, but Alexander-Arnold's cross is poor, but he just dropped to McAllister, who has, I think, a shot deflected back out wide to Alexander-Arnold, whose cross goes in, and it's headed on and onto the post, and then put away for a corner by Stelarczyk. And again, Alexander-Arnold with another great cross. It's Robertson, the one who won the header, and he beat the goalkeeper. It was the post that came to his aid. And then he tapped it behind for a corner. Just less than 25 minutes in. Liverpool 0, Leicester 1. Jordan Ayew with the opener in the 6th minute of the game. It's going to be an in-swinger from Robertson on this near side. Towards the far post. It's palmed away by the goalkeeper Stelarczyk. And it will be kept in the right-back position by Samare. Tries to play a pass forward. Comes off McAllister. And then it's seen behind there for a goal kick. Almost there for Andy Robertson, who's not scored yet this season in any of the competitions. He got 1 home goal last season, and that came at the start of May against Spurs. Stelarczyk with the goal kick. Into the Liverpool half. It's headed away by Van Dijk. Headed on by Jones. Headed backwards by Nunez. Chested forward by Ayew. Tackle there from Van Dijk on Daka. And hooked away by Winks as Daka stayed down. But Liverpool want to continue, and they will. Curtis Jones to Gomez on the halfway line. Everyone behind the ball for Leicester, bar Patson Daka, who stayed down. You've got to remember, Liverpool don't have to kick it out of play. Gravenberch 30 yards out, time to find a pass. Goes simple to his right here, 5 yards to Gomez. It's now Alexander-Arnold. Furthest wide right is Salah, running at Christensen. Back to Alexander-Arnold on the angle, who crosses into the box. It's just gone behind Robertson. Kept in on the far side by Gakpo. It's now Gravenberch. Gomez, 25 yards out, doesn't fancy the shot, goes out wide to Alexander-Arnold. Salah in the corner of the box, back out to Alexander-Arnold. Left-footed, puts one in there, and it's a header away by James Justin. Daka still down here for Leicester City, holding his right leg, and now play is stopped. I think the referee took it upon himself to stop play. Don't think Liverpool are happy that the referee has stopped the game. Let's have a look. Van Dijk tackle. He stood, caught the top of his foot, but Van Dijk cleanly won the ball. Nothing in it for me. It might be a bit painful, but not enough for him to stay down for that long and to need this sort of medical treatment. I think Liverpool have the right to be slightly frustrated that the game's been stopped there. But in the 6th minute, that's when Leicester took the lead. Jordan Ayew with the goal. Shielded the ball away from Robertson, then found himself a bit of space to swivel and shoot. Took a slight nick off Van Dijk's right boot, which helped it into the bottom left corner of the goal. And like I say, it's the first time Jordan Ayew has ever scored against Liverpool in his career. So Patson Daka back to his feet and walking towards the touchline on the far side. So it'll be a drop ball, and Liverpool will continue once again on the halfway line. And that's exactly what's happened, and it's back underway here. Joe Gomez bringing it forward from right centre-back. He's going to put a ball to the far post here himself, and he'll find Gakpo just outside the 18-yard box. Goes backwards here to Robertson. To his right to McAllister. On once more to Gravenberch. Now to Gomez. Forward to Jones on the edge of the area. onto his left foot, shooting, blocked by Winks. And it's a clearance by Jordan Ayew. It's Daka still not allowed back on the pitch yet. And that clearance from Ayew's gone all the way through to Alisson. It's Daka's back on for Leicester. The Zambian striker. They have Odsonne Edouard on the bench as a backup striker if needed for Leicester City. Liverpool, they've won their last 7 league games, played on Boxing Day. The longest run among any of the sides in the top 4 tiers of English football. Alexander-Arnold in the final third on that right-hand side. He's given time to cross. It's a high one. It's gone to the back post here where it's Robertson to touch it down and then play it to Gakpo, who will put the cross in low. Cleared by Conor Cody. Back out to Robertson on the left-hand side. This has been resolute defending so far from Leicester, who have conceded 37 goals from their opening 17 Premier League games. Gravenberch out wide left into the box for Robertson. First time cut back in. Again, clearance into the air by Cody. Header away by Ayew. And it'll be Jones to keep the ball rolling for Liverpool. Half an hour hit on the clock. Liverpool 0, Leicester 1. Gravenberch on the Liverpool left. Facing goal. Going to his left to Robertson. Now to Van Dijk into a more central area here for McAllister. Salah, about 20 yards away from the 18-yard box there, the Egyptian. But Liverpool keep it moving. Jones on the left-hand side. Onto his right foot. Playing it across to Gravenberch. And once more to Gomez. Chopping away from El Khanous. It's now Van Dijk. Everyone inside the Leicester half. Other than Alisson. Salah in a central area. Lifting it into the box. Headed away by James Justin. Straight back to Joe Gomez, who can keep it moving to his left to Van Dijk. Now Gakpo running at James Justin on the left wing on that right foot, crossing to the far post towards Mohamed Salah. Contact on it, went straight back across goal, headed away by James Justin. Corner kick for Liverpool. Just not quite connecting yet for Mohamed Salah, who scored 12 in his last 11 Premier League games. He's collected 6 assists in the last 6 games. He had to score a hat-trick this season, despite already scoring 18 goals in 24 games in all competitions. Did get a hat-trick of assists, though, in his last meeting against Leicester, in that 3-0 away win at the end of the 22-23 season. Alexander-Arnold with the in-swinger to the near post, headed away by El Khanous, a huge diving header there from the Moroccan. Played 94 games for Genk. Bilal El Khanous spent 5 years at the club, only scored 4 times. 3 of them were last season. Van Dijk on halfway. Leicester still protecting their 1-goal lead. Joe Gomez, Liverpool's number 2. Wanting to go forward, but he's going across to his left to Van Dijk. McAllister, midway inside the Leicester half. Goes back to Gomez then. Tries to fire it out wide right, but it's cut out by Mavididi, and it's 2-on-2 at the moment. Mavididi's got Patson Daka with him. Can't find him. Really good defending there by Gomez. And it's now McAllister finding Salah into the midfield to Jones. Keeps it away from El Khanous. Jones back out wide right to Alexander-Arnold, who lets it go through for Salah. Running into the box. Lays it off to his left to Jones. Can't quite find Alexander-Arnold in the box. Christensen gets there first and wins the goal kick. Last touch there of Alexander-Arnold. Again, always seems a threat on the break, Leicester. Not quite made the most of every opportunity they've had, but they do have plenty of pace on the counter with the likes of Steffi Mavididi and Patson Daka in particular. But for Leicester, they've just won 1 of their last 10 Boxing Day league games, losing 7 of those 10. And that win on Boxing Day, it was against City, who were champions. And were champions again that same season in the 18-19 season. The win was at the King Power. It's Liverpool on the ball, far side, about 10 yards inside the Leicester half here with Robertson. Just less than 34 minutes played. Liverpool 0, Leicester 1. Gomez finds Alexander-Arnold. Goes to the right wing position here to Salah. Just outside the final third. Forced to go back here to Alexander-Arnold, whose 2 goals against Leicester in his career have both come away from home in the 2019-2020 season and then the 2022-2023 season. As Gravenberch lifts it out to the right wing here to Salah, just outside the 18-yard box. Goes behind him to Alexander-Arnold, who cross it to the far post. Robertson back in. Comes off James Justin, and it's out for another corner for Liverpool. They are certainly trying their utmost to get this equaliser, the home side, but it's just not quite materialising yet. Nine points off the top of the Premier League last season, Liverpool. There were 7 off Arsenal, but 14 clear of Aston Villa, who finished 14th. Another in-swinger from Alexander-Arnold, a header away by Vestergaard this time. Drops out to Gravenberch, 30 yards out from goal. Simple pass was left to McAllister. Now to the right-hand side here to Curtis Jones. Being closed down by Patson Daka. Has to go back into Gravenberch, who will put a cross into the far post. Free header for Nunez, and it goes across and volleyed away by El Khanous. Headed away by Jones to keep it for Liverpool. Gravenberch again on this right-hand side, going forward to Mohamed Salah. Lays it off for McAllister. Swings it to his left there to Gomez. Back out to McAllister. Bit of an angle for the Argentine to cross it into the box. And it's a slight touch off Ayew. Another corner for Liverpool. They've had plenty already in this first half. Short to Jones. Then to the edge of the area to McAllister. Has time to think about letting fly, but then goes to his right to Gravenberch. Then works it back out to Alexander-Arnold on the left-hand side. Driving away from Mavididi, then dinking the ball in. Gomez heads it on, and it's headed away by Connor Cody. El Khanous, Winks gets there ahead of Salah on the Leicester left. Inside it goes here to Samare. Gets away from McAllister and plays it through for Daka. Touch away from Alexander-Arnold and a trip from Gomez. And that'll be a foul and a yellow card for Liverpool's number 2. Did well there, Samare, to get away from the challenger, McAllister. And then Patson Daka. His touch heavy out wide. Just got him in front of Gomez, who tripped him and has had to take the booking. And on the Leicester left, about 40 yards away from goal, it is a free kick. So a really nice chance to see them possibly cross this in the box and try and get another shot off at goal. They go out wide left to Mavididi. Then back to the free kick position to Christensen, who will put it in towards the far post. Headed on by James Justin, nowhere near the goal. And it's Alisson to collect it for Liverpool. Brought straight back in, Alisson, after suffering with a bit of a hamstring injury through October to December. He's been back the last 3 games. He's kept 4 clean sheets in his previous 8. And he'll be 4 in his last 9 now, including today. Robertson on the far side, forward into a more central area to Gravenberch. It's now Nunez trying his luck on the left-hand side for Liverpool. Gakpo's gone more central for now. Gomez. Alexander-Arnold on that right-hand side, outside the box, working across to the far post. It's heavy. Can Nunez keep it in with his header? He couldn't. Out of play. Goal kick for Leicester. 7 minutes left of the first half. And it's Liverpool 0, Leicester 1. Jordan Ayew, the goal scorer, just goes down on the pitch here, just clutching his right boot. Don't think Arne Slot is exactly happy here with the amount of time that Leicester are taking over this goal kick. Stolarczyk takes it beyond the halfway line Over the head of Daka, headed forward by Gomez, but straight to Samari. Winks on halfway. Quick 1-2 there with Daka, then forward to Mavididi. Find Daka again, then try to slot it in behind for Ayew. Cut out by Van Dijk. Salah forward to Nunez. Nice header downwards there to McAllister, who sweeps it to his left to Robertson. Liverpool attack, but then can't quite get it flowing as Robertson is tackled by El Khanous. His clearance straight to the halfway line to Van Dijk, and Liverpool could start again. And Liverpool in their last game went as high as 5-1 up against Tottenham in the 61st minute with that Salah goal. They were then pegged back to 5-3 before scoring the 6th with Diaz in the 85th minute. Alexander-Arnold crosses, headed away by Samari towards Gravenberch, who's battling with Daka. And he keeps it for Liverpool in the centre circle with Van Dijk. Out to the left now to Gakpo, who has seemed to have been a constant threat throughout the game. Goes on the outside of Justin, crosses left-footed. Another header won by Cody. Throwing on the far side for Liverpool. Feel like he's met every cross so far. For Leicester, their captain tonight, Conor Cody, who won 2 championship titles in his career. One last season with Leicester, then one with Wolves in the 17-18 season. On this near side, it's Alexander-Arnold. Goes back to Gomez, less than 5 of the first 45 to play. They're now trying their luck on the left-hand side here, Liverpool with McAllister. Crossing right-footed, header into the box and into the air by Vestergaard. It's eventually cleared by the Dane as it came off Nunez, who was battling there with Samari. Straight to Alisson, who pokes it forward to the halfway line to Van Dijk. Allowed to turn. No pressure from any Leicester player on the Liverpool captain. Alexander-Arnold wanted to go forward, but goes to Van Dijk at left centre half instead. McAllister. The furthest wide is Gakpo, and he's running it just in the final third. Lays it back off to McAllister. Now to Gomez in a more central area. To his right once more to Alexander-Arnold. 25 yards out. He's allowed to shoot, and my word, that is high. Right into the cop. And it's a goal kick for Leicester. Just possibly a little bit of frustration starting to grow here in Anfield. It's not exactly going how they would have wanted it to. As it stands, Liverpool are 11 clear of Manchester City. And Leicester would go 11 points clear of Southampton, who are rock bottom in 20th position. Samari goes back here to Vestergaard, midway side of the Leicester half, out wide to El Khanous. Now Cody on the edge of the 18-yard box. Goes forward to Ayew, who's allowed to turn and face forward here as Robertson's having to run back towards his own goal as James Justin makes a run forward. Ayew, 10 yards inside the Liverpool half. He's going to go for a big switch out to the left towards the 18-yard box. Headed away by Alexander-Arnold. And it will be kept in by El Khanous on this near side. Into the middle of the park to Samari. It's now Mavididi. El Khanous back into the Leicester half here with a pass to Vestergaard. Goes to his centre-back partner here of Cody. Sees a cross-field ball on towards Mavididi over here. Too much on it. Out for a throw-in midway inside the Liverpool half for the home side. Liverpool should play with 10 men minus Nunez. In fairness, he hasn't exactly been too involved tonight. Conor Cody and Yannick Vestergaard have won many of the balls into the boxes. Gakpo's clipped there, and it'll be a yellow card for Ayew. Again, from that left-hand side, Gakpo tried to cut onto his right foot. Tripped by Ayew, and the goal scorer's gone in the book. So about 35 yards out. Just towards this left-hand side, it's going to be a Liverpool free kick. Looks like it's going to be a delivery into the box from Andy Robertson. He's already come close to make it 1-1 himself in this half. Robertson hit the post earlier on from an Alexander-Arnold cross. And in it goes. Robertson, it's just too deep right the way through. Goal kick for Leicester. Just over a minute left of the first half, and they still hold on to their 1-goal lead here, given to them through Jordan Ayew in the 6th minute. Again, Arne Slot talking to the 4th official of James Bell. He's from the long ball forward for Leicester. They can't quite keep it stick up front with Daka, but it's won back by Samare. El Khanous poking it to James Justin. It's now Jordan Ayew on the far side. Slightly slowing it down, finding Winks. Caught in possession by McAllister, and Nunez can drive it forward for Liverpool down the left-hand side. Playing it inside towards Gakpo. Well tackled there by Vestergaard, but the loose ball goes to Alexander-Arnold. Sweeps it on for Salah, who can bend it to the far corner, and it's hit the crossbar. Aiming for the top left corner. The Egyptian has come ever so close there, but not close enough. Vestergaard with the tackle on Gakpo, but the loose ball dropped to Alexander-Arnold. Left-footed pass out to the right side to Salah, who in the box tried to bend it to that top left corner. And off the top of the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. Long ball forward for Leicester. Controlled by Mavididi, then completes a 1-2 with Daka. It's brilliant football. Mavididi on the left-hand side can't quite cut in. Tackled by Gomez. It's now on the right-back position with Alexander-Arnold. Kicks it straight off El Khanous. And that'll be a throw-in. Goal kick, sorry. For Liverpool, 2 minutes added on. We've played 35 seconds of it already. It's now McAllister out to the left again to Gakpo. Onto that right foot, skips beyond Justin and bends it to the far corner. And Gakpo scores right before half-time. Throughout this first half, the Dutchman has been a constant threat for Liverpool, cutting in onto that right foot. This time he's gone for the shot towards goal. And just superbly bends it out of the reach of the goalkeeper, Jakub Stolacek. Not closed down quick enough there by Harry Winks, who allowed him to shoot. And now it's 4 Premier League goals this season for Gakpo. They've all come at home to Brighton, City, Fulham, and now Leicester. And right before the break, Liverpool have got their equaliser. Cody Gakpo, the one to score. And they won a second. Salah finding Nunez on the right-hand side. Back through for Salah. Right-footed cross. Flicked by Vestergaard. And it eventually drops to Ayew, who takes it outside of the box and clears it down the Leicester right. And out of play for a throw-in for Liverpool. Shout to handball there. Nah, Justin kicked it, but Ayew's arm was right by his side. Can they get one more chance before the break to make it 2-1? No, they can't. Liverpool run out of time. And at the break here at Anfield, it is Liverpool 1, Leicester 1. An early lead for Leicester through Jordan Ayew. Low ball into the box by Mavididi. He shielded the ball away from Robertson, had the spin and shot taken, and it came off Van Dijk and into the bottom left corner to give Leicester a lead. And they did defend rather resolutely throughout the entirety of that first half, but it was right before that whistle for the break where Liverpool were able to get themselves back in the game all square at 1-1. Cody Gakpo from that left wing position, cutting onto his right foot. Not for the first time in the game, he's been doing it constantly, but this time he was able to find a bit of room and was able to shoot towards the far corner, bending it not quite towards the top right corner, but more towards the bottom corner, but just too far out of the reach for Stolacek, the goalkeeper. And Cody Gakpo gets his 10th goal in all competitions. So despite a frustrating first half for Liverpool, they have ended it with a goal which has got them all level. As here at Anfield, after a 6th minute goal from Jordan Ayew and a goal in the first minute of added on time from Gakpo, it's all square. It's Liverpool 1, Leicester 1. And whilst it's half time, I'm going to have a quick break and I'll be back in 15 minutes for the second half. But at the moment, it is half time and it is Liverpool drawing 1-1 at home to Leicester City. Well, we are back for the second half as Leicester did have a lead against Liverpool here at Anfield. Right before the break, Cody Gakpo made it 1-1 just outside the box on his right foot, bending it to the far corner. No real chance for the goalkeeper Jakub Stalacek, who had a decent first half. So did the entirety of the Leicester defence on the whole. Just that real shining Liverpool quality shone through in the end, with Cody Gakpo scoring his 10th goal of the season in all competitions. It's his second against Leicester, scored against them in that League Cup third round win last season. He made that game 1-1 as well in the 48th minute, back in late September of 2023. So I don't think Leicester will be too disheartened. They were able to take the lead and they defended pretty well. And it's not like they conceded a poor goal. It was one of real quality from Cody Gakpo. And of course, Leicester will take a draw from this game. That goes without saying. With one win from their last 10 in all competitions, they'll take any points they can get, really. On 14 at the moment, well, 15 at the moment. Points, same as Wolves. So it'll be Leicester to kick us off, kicking left to right, Liverpool right to left. It'll be Leicester attacking the Kop end in this second half here at Anfield, as the fog just seems to have cleared slightly. Still present, but not as bad as it was in the in that first half. Offside flag up early on Nunez, so free kick for Leicester. Vestergaard firing it out towards James Justin, who's made a run from right back. Header won by Robertson. Loose ball drops to the halfway line to Nunez, who can play it into the path here of Gakpo. Then to the right wing to Salah. They've started quickly here, Liverpool. Salah left-footed early cross to the far post towards Nunez. Heads it back across. Headed by Cody. Laid off out to the left by Trent Alexander-Arnold towards Robertson, who can keep the ball in with his cross. Header away by Christensen. Kicked into the air by Gravenberch and into the gloves of Stalacek. And it is Leicester who will have the ball with their goalkeeper as we have started this second half here in Merseyside. Got Accrington Stanley coming up here at Anfield in the FA Cup on the 11th of January. A title and a trophy they'd love to win. They've got 8 FA Cups in their history, Liverpool. Their last in the 21-22 season, as Leicester have already lost it to Gakpo. Alexander-Arnold, everyone behind the ball for Leicester, defending in a 4-4-2 formation. Alexander-Arnold, midway side, the Leicester half, slipping it through into the box down the right-hand side for Gravenberch, who pulls it back. And the Nunez strike goes over the bar. And it will be a goal kick. Brilliant ball that from Alexander-Arnold, slipping it into the box. And then Nunez just getting there ahead of Conor Cody, but couldn't keep the shot down there. Darwin Nunez, who's got 37 Liverpool goals so far in his career, 17 of them here at home. Vestergaard in the 18-yard box, going to Stalacek, who can't keep it in. Corner for Liverpool. Really cheap one to give away. Vestergaard apologises. Just took a bit too long there, Vestergaard, and got closed down quickly, so his path backwards to Stalacek wasn't the greatest of balls. That's going to be a McAllister in-swinger from this near side. Yet again, Liverpool have their attacking players swarm the far post. Van Dijk's on his own towards the penalty spot with James Justin. McAllister crosses into the 6-yard box. It's a punch away by Stalacek. Drops to the edge of the area to Alexander-Arnold, who shoots weak-footed. Comes off Samari. Corner on the opposite side for Liverpool. Looking for his first goal of the season. Alexander-Arnold, he has got 3 assists in his last 3 games. Not scored yet. Got 1 home goal last season in the league, and that was against Fulham on the 3rd of December. Another in-swinger, and this one will be from the Scotsman, Andy Robertson. Won 10 of his previous 15 against Leicester as the cross goes into the 6-yard box, headed away by Conor Cody this time. Back towards Robertson, who will beat Mavididi to the ball. And will possibly look to try and get this back into the box if possible. Nunez Through for Salah. Flag stays down for now. Jones. McAllister to Salah on the right wing, just outside the box, lifts it to Nunez. Back kick goes towards Jones, who wants to shoot left-footed. Tackled by Samare. Works it back out wide to Salah. Overlap from McAllister. Low ball to Jones, and he works it in. It's not took them long in this second half, but Liverpool finally have a lead here. Curtis Jones scoring once again this season. And on his 100th Premier League appearance, Curtis Jones scores his 10th goal in the competition. Leicester just could not get rid of the ball. Salah with the overlap pass to McAllister. And his ball across the box found Jones, who ghosted in alone. And he was all on his own in the 6-yard box. Just able to get his left boot onto the ball. And any contact was pretty much going to force that in from close range. Despite a frustrating first half of the game, Liverpool have themselves in front through Curtis Jones on his 100th Premier League appearance. There is an offside check. Currently going on. From one of the original crosses, possibly. It would be Curtis Jones' third goal of the season in the league. Scored in the home win against Chelsea in the 3-3 draw away at Newcastle. I'm not quite sure exactly what pass they're looking at. There was quite a few phases of play there in that attack for Liverpool. Salah maybe straying offside from a pass he received in the build-up. The player playing everyone on there, I think, is Connor Cody. And the goal will stand. Not deemed as offside. One of the earlier passes in the move. Yeah, no offsides anywhere. Having a good thorough check of this goal just to make sure. Making sure there's certainly nothing wrong with this goal. Still checking it at the moment. As it stands, it is 2-1 to Liverpool. Curtis Jones with the early goal in this second half. 6 yards out, unmarked. Assist being provided by Alexis McAllister, who's making his 70th appearance for Liverpool, and the goal will stand. No offsides, no handballs, no nothing. And it is Liverpool 2, Leicester 1. Curtis Jones with the goal. His 10th ever Premier League goal in his 100th appearance in this league. And it's his third in 6 against Leicester. Scored a brace against them away in the 22-23 season when they won at the King Power in the middle of May. So despite Leicester taking an early lead in the game 6 minutes in, a goal in the first minute of added on time from Gakpo and one in the 49th of the second half from Jones has got them in front, as you'd expect when they play Leicester at home. Salah in for Jones just outside the 18-yard box at the moment. Christensen not giving him time to breathe. Still with Jones. Now Mavididi trying to get the tackle in and eventually poked out of play by Christensen for a Liverpool throw-in. So these 3 points that Liverpool are currently collecting will put them on 42 points. And that will be 7 clear of Chelsea in second place with a game in hand. Looks like this league title will be inevitable for Slot's men. As Salah puts a cross in, and it's McAllister's header. Had to be punched away by Stelarczyk as Nunez was chasing it. Jordan Ayew kicks it off a Liverpool man. Leicester throwing on the halfway line on this near side. 8.5 minutes into the second half. It's Liverpool 2, Leicester 1. Ruud van Nistelrooy trying to calm his side here, who have lost their lead in this game. But in fairness, you wouldn't really expect them to have it in the first place. Ruud van Nistelrooy scored 3 times in his career as a player against Liverpool in 11 games against them. Scored a brace and a 4-0 home win in the season that they won the league in 2002-2003. Also scored in their Community Shield final loss against Liverpool. Ruud van Nistelrooy retired as a player back in 2012. Two years older than Arne Slot. Ruud van Nistelrooy throwing for Liverpool. Throwing down the line to Ayew. Took a touch out of the play and it'll be a Liverpool ball thrown into the 18-yard box by Robertson to find Gomez. No one closing him down at the moment. Finds Alexander-Arnold. Still in the Liverpool half. He's going to look for a switch, which is certainly on, and he finds Gakpo. Can he take on Justin, flicking it over his head? No, he can't, because it's eventually dealt with there by Jordan Ayew. Got the better of James Justin. It looked like Gakpo, and Justin has stayed down here holding his head. It was controlled by Gakpo with his chest. He tried to kick it over Justin's head, and it was just a hand in the back of the head there by Gakpo. And it's resulted in a Liverpool throwing on this near side, throwing it back there, Robertson to Van Dijk. Well settled in the Leicester half here, the home side. Van Dijk on the halfway line with the ball. Robertson quickly forward to Gravenberch, tackled by Winks, but straight back to Robertson, who switches it to the right flank here to Salah. Controlled nicely. Lays it off for Trent Alexander-Arnold, tries to replay it to the Egyptian. Nunez takes over instead, who is in an offside position. Free kick for Leicester. Conceded the least amount of goals last season in the Championship. Leicester City kept 15 clean sheets, 9 of them at home. Of course, missing Vardy tonight. Daka was up front. Vardy has finished Leicester's top goal scorer in the league in 9 of the last 10 seasons. Shows how important he is to them. Still at his age, Vardy, I think turning 38 next year. Justin headed forward for Leicester. There was a foul beforehand on another aerial duel. Winks fouling McAllister. Salah. Pass towards the edge of the box, cut out by Vestergaard, cleared by the Dane, but can't find El Khanous. Straight through for Gomez in the Liverpool half, and once again, Liverpool can build out from the back here. First meeting between these two ever was in 1895, 129 years ago. Ended 3-1 to Liverpool. Could we get the same scoreline tonight? As Daka dispossessed by Gakpo, who seems to be all alone and tripped by Vestergaard. And that'll be a free kick and a yellow card for Yannick Vestergaard, who's played Liverpool 5 times previously and lost 5 of them, conceding 13 in the process. Yeah, Gakpo just able to get in front of Vestergaard and then brought down by the number 23. Gakpo in behind in the box for Robertson, just poked out of play there by Justin. Corner kick on the near side for Liverpool. 32 minutes left to play for the 90 minutes. It's Liverpool 2, Leicester 1. Early goal for Leicester from Ayew, cancelled out by a goal each for Gakpo and Jones for Liverpool. Corner taken to the edge of the box to Jones. Relays it into McAllister, who on the angle crosses into the box, headed into the air by Cody. Still alive for Liverpool, but caught in the end by Stelarczyk. He will just slow it down, the Polish goalkeeper, former Poland under-21 international. Winks just inside the 18-yard box, keeping it away from Van Dijk, who's pressed high. It's now Samare, who's just took too long on it, and Van Dijk wins it back and pokes it back to Gomez on halfway. Really well done there by Virgil van Dijk. Still questions about his contract at the club. As the switch ball goes through, avoids Nunez, who caught Justin, and that'll be a free kick for Leicester on the edge of the box. Nunez not happy with the decision. McAllister winning the ball for Liverpool and finding Salah in the box. Well tackled by Christensen towards the penalty spot. Needed to get that foot in. As Vestergaard sends it out to the left to Mavididi. Got plenty of room here on the far side and goes for an early cross towards Patson Daka, who swings at it with his left foot and completely misses the football. Huge chance for Leicester on the break at 2-1 down. Again, Mavididi looking for another assist. He's just completely miskicked it there, Patson Daka, who's only got one goal so far this season. That came in the only win they've picked up under Van Nistelrooy. That opening game under him against West Ham at home. Never scored against Liverpool. Patson Daka played them 7 times previously. Lost 7 times. 2 of them in the Champions League whilst he was at RB Salzburg in the 2019-2020 season. Alexander-Arnold on halfway. Still need to be careful, Liverpool. I know they've taken the lead and they're dominating, but little openings like that can occur for Leicester, and they should have done a lot better than what they did. Just 3 wins in the last 5 Premier League games for Liverpool, but the other 2 games were draws. Those draws are against Newcastle and Fulham. And at home, they've won 6 of their 8. Drew 1 in their last home game to Fulham whilst they were down to 10 men after Robertson was sent off, and then of course that only loss of their season so far in all competitions, and that was against Forest on the 14th of September. Leicester attacking again with Mavididi. Good foot in there by Joe Gomez, and that'll be a throw-in for Leicester towards the final third on the far side. Not got loads of options, Leicester, in terms of out-and-out quality. You could look towards Facundo Buonanotte, and as the camera pans to the Leicester bench, Facundo Buonanotte is getting ready to come on. How strange. Literally just about to mention the subs they've got, and they pan over to one being readied as Leicester have lost it on that left-hand side. Too easy there, throwing not quite working, and Robertson's going to go out to the Liverpool right. It's a great ball, and that's a great touch, stuck to his boot like glue there for Salah, then releases it to Nunez, shot saved at the near post by Stelarczyk. Very frustrated Darwin Nunez there. He's only got 2 goals in the league so far this season. He's last at the start of November against Villa. Great touch and pass there by Salah. Slotted it through for Nunez, who shot to the near post. Was well blocked there by the goalkeeper. Making his first game of the season for Leicester's first team, Stelarczyk, as he's been out with an ankle injury for the beginning of the season. Also missing their other goalkeeper, their first choice goalkeeper, Leicester. Hermansen. Also missing Danny Ward, Pereira, Fass, Ndidi, McAtee and Vardy tonight, the Foxes. So plenty of injuries. There's an in-swinging cross from the corner. It's palmed away by Stelarczyk again. Out to the Liverpool left to Alexander-Arnold, onto his right foot, and then delivering a ball in which the header towards goal from Gakpo. Straight at the goalkeeper. And Leicester survive again. 27 left to play, plus added on time. It's 2-1 to Liverpool at Anfield. Having to come from behind to get in front. Stelarczyk has the ball with his feet. 5-hour round trip on the roads for Leicester. So about 2.5 hours back tonight after full time, and they'll be looking to try and leave with at least a point. That would be a huge result for them under Ruud van Nistelrooy. El Khanous on the left-hand side for Leicester. finding Mavididi. And back it goes to the left back of Victor Christiansen. He's got a contract here at Leicester till 2028. Are you on halfway? Not loads of options here for the Ghanaian. Brought to the ground by McAllister. Yep, free kick for Leicester on this near side. About 10 yards inside the Liverpool half. Going to be a double change for Leicester. So not just Facundo Buonanotte, but also Oliver Skip. So it's going to be like-for-like changes. Bilal El Khanous, their £20 million man, comes off for Facundo Buonanotte, the man they've got on loan from Brighton for the season. He's got 4 goals in the league already. And Harry Winks comes off as well. Came off the bench at half-time against Wolves, and before the Wolves game he'd been out for the last 4. So probably just trying to watch his minutes there, Harry Winks, and he'll be replaced by another former Spurs man, and that's Oliver Skip, who they brought in from Spurs for £20 million in the summer. He came off at half-time for Winks in that defeat against Wolves when they were 3-0 down at the break. So a couple of changes there for the visitors with 25 to go. And it's Liverpool who have the ball. It's not just, of course, the Premier League where Liverpool are excelling. They are 6 out of 6 for wins in the Champions League as well. Sitting pretty and looking like they're going to get an automatic pass through to the last 16 of the Champions League, which they have won 6 times. Most recently in 2019. Robertson from left back, about 10 yards inside the Leicester half. Having to go across to his right here to Van Dijk. It's now Joe Gomez, 27 years of age now, the former Charlton defender. Making his 5th start in a row in the league after he's been replacing the injured Ibrahima Konate, who was injured late on in the game against Real Madrid, here in the Champions League in late November. No return date set for Konate by Arne Slot in his latest press conference. And the only other player they've got out as well is Conor Bradley, who still has a few more weeks left. He was also injured in that game against Liverpool, as McAllister has a 1-2 with Gakpo in the box on the left-hand side. Angles tight, having to shield the ball away from Justin, then finding Robertson, who crosses in. It's palmed away by Stolarczyk, and then left-footed clearance away from Vestergaard. And Leicester still just trailed by the 1. Still in the game while the scoreline's like this, despite being dominated. A counter-attack from anywhere could get them back in this game. Robertson. Back it goes to Van Dijk. Furthest back for Liverpool. Gomez right in front of the centre circle. Playing a pass towards the right here to Nunez. It's now to Salah. Everything to his left. Goes back here into Alexander-Arnold. It's now with Van Dijk. A quarter of the game left here at Anfield. And the fog has left because we can now clearly see Gravenberch lifting it into the box out to the right-hand side to Salah. First time ball across. It's deflected off Cody to Gakpo, who will smash it home, but the flag's up for offside. Gakpo looking for his brace, but it has been disallowed by the assistant referee on that far side. Let's have a look. The Gravenberch ball into the box. Nunez was off, but Salah wasn't. And then Salah's ball across towards Nunez. I think Nunez was offside. He didn't touch the ball, the Uruguayan, but he definitely went to play the ball, and I think he was just offside as Salah tried to square it. Could be wrong. He might be onside, but from first glances, looks like he may have possibly have been offside. The first original ball from Gravenberch to Salah, Salah's onside, but it's that second ball back across. Is Nunez in front of the ball, and is he offside? Possibly. Because Conor Cody is playing both of them onside from the first ball in the box from Gravenberch. Could maybe a shoulder of Salah be playing him offside from that first ball? We're having a good look at this. It's going to be tight. And it does look like Salah's onside from the first ball. And then is Salah... Is Nunez onside? Is Nunez onside from the Salah ball? And that's close as well. He's certainly in front of the ball, Nunez. But is he in front of Victor Christensen? It looks like he's probably onside. I think this will stand with 20 to play. Gakpo getting his second of the game. Really having a good look at this. VAR, Chris Kavanagh, and his assistant VAR, Craig Taylor. Like I said, Nunez doesn't exactly touch the ball from the Salah pass, but he tries to play it. He goes to play the ball, but just misses. Still having a good look. Nunez is stood on his own. It's just Christensen who's gone out to Salah, might still be playing him on. But this is a big point in the game, because if it stays 2-1, then, again, Leicester don't look like scoring, but you just never know what could happen. But if it goes to 3-1, you probably say that's game over. Because the last time these two sides met in the League Cup last season, it was a 3-1 win here for Liverpool. After Leicester had gone 1-0 up, and I think he's offside. They're giving it as offside. It's his shoulder that is just offside. That is close, but that's the decision given. Goal will not count. Gakpo denied his second of the game. Nunez offside from Salah's ball across the box. Again, Nunez didn't touch the ball, but he did go to play the ball, which is the biggest factor there. So with 19 minutes to play, it remains Liverpool 2, Leicester 1, but we will get a bit of added on time because that was a lengthy VAR check, but I'm going to assume they think they've got to the right decision there. It did seem close, that offside cut, as Liverpool won't want that to disrupt their flow. They'll just go again and try and get that third goal again. Because the last time these two met at home, at Anfield, in the Premier League, it finished 2-1 to Liverpool. And you might remember that game. Leicester took a lead again. And that was through Dewsbury Hall in the 4th minute. And then before half-time, Liverpool found themselves 2-1 up after two fast own goals. The Belgium international, who's not involved tonight, I think he's injured. Yeah, scored 2 own goals that day. Mavididi on the left wing, who's probably been Leicester's best player tonight. Looked a constant threat on that left-hand side. Salah checked the goalkeeper. Kicking it out towards the Leicester right. Headed forward by Justin. Headed away by Robertson. Pushing the back by Gakpo. That'll be a free kick for Leicester. James Justin goes back here to the number 4 of Connor Cody. 31 years of age. 6 starts in a row. For the number 4. Christensen into the midfield to Samare. Still in the Leicester half. Curls it to the right centre-back here of Connor Cody. Vestergaard goes to the left here to Buonanotte, the substitute. Looking in behind for the run of Mavididi, but it's cut out by Alexander-Arnold on the halfway line. Forward to Nunez, and then a lifted ball out to the right to Salah, who can take it under control, and he finds the overlap of Gravenberch. Back it goes here to Curtis Jones. 17 left to play here at Anfield. Still Liverpool 2, Leicester 1. Van Dijk in the centre circle. A couple of 1-2s there with Joe Gomez. In a right back position here, it's the number 17, Curtis Jones, who made his 150th Liverpool appearance against Newcastle, away from home at the start of the month in a game which he scored in. And he scored again tonight, this being his 100th Premier League appearance. Still with Liverpool in the Leicester half. It's with Trent Alexander-Arnold on the halfway line, as it looks like Liverpool will be readying Diogo Jota, who's got a great goal-scoring record against Leicester, 9 in 13. 6 in 8 in the Premier League, 2 in 3 in the League Cup, and then 1 in 2 in the Champions League when he played Leicester with Porto in 2016. As Curtis Jones on the corner of the box on the right-hand side lays it off for Alexander-Arnold, whose shot goes straight out of play. And that'll be a goal kick with 15 minutes to play for Leicester, who still trail by 2-1. It looks like it'll be a Liverpool double change, with Dominic Szoboszlai also coming on. Scored last week, or earlier on in the week, against Spurs in that 6-3 win. Poor clearance from Leicester, picked up by Gravenberch, who can't quite stop the ball from going out of play. And that'll be a throw in for Leicester, who have defended a lot better today. They'll be annoyed with the second goal they conceded, giving Jones so much space in the 6-yard box to finish. But, you know, after back-to-back defeats where you've conceded 7 goals, I think this has been an improvement, especially coming to a place like Anfield where it's never easy. You can be easily swallowed up by the atmosphere in the stadium. And they're playing a bit of football here, Leicester. Christensen at left-back, bringing the ball forward and playing a pass forward into the Liverpool half here with Patson Daka, who holds it up nicely. Lays it off to his left here to Steffi Mavididi, who slows it down and finds Samari on the halfway line. Is Conor Cody looking out to the Leicester right-hand side. Instead goes to his left to Vestergaard. Back to his right here to Cody. Can he release the ball? Finds Skip. Buonanotte back to the halfway line here to Vestergaard. On this near side, it's Conor Cody. Clips the ball up towards Patson Daka. Easy header for Van Dijk to McAllister. Really poor giveaway that from Conor Cody. Probably should have kept the ball moving a bit more. Went a bit too direct, too quickly there. And Liverpool are back in possession in their own half. Restarting all the way with their Brazilian goalkeeper Alisson, who spent 2 years at Roma before leaving to join Liverpool for £66.8 million. Robertson at left back on the halfway line as Szoboszlai and Jota wait patiently on the sidelines before coming on to the pitch as a substitute. Alexander-Arnold balling behind for Salah, who's making a run inside into a central area dealt with by Conor Cody. James Justin at right back, shoved to the ground by Alexis McAllister. And that'll be a free kick in a right back position for the Foxes, and now the changes will be made. The first one will be like for like. The goal scorer of the second, Curtis Jones, will be coming off for Dominic Szoboszlai, who's got 2 goals himself this season. Scored in that game against Spurs to make it 3-1 before half-time. And he also scored earlier on in the season in the league in the away win against Southampton. And this will be his 50th appearance in the Premier League for the Hungarian. And the second change late on, we'll see Darwin Núñez, who's now gone 6 games in the Premier League without scoring. He'll be replaced by Diogo Jota, who spent a bit of time on the sidelines, missed 10 games from October to December, injured. But he has got 3 in the Premier League, 1 at home off the bench recently against Fulham in that 2-2 draw. So he's slowly coming back to fitness. The Portuguese 28-year-old turned 28 at the start of this month. And we're back underway with the left-back Christensen for Leicester. Again, driving inside, playing it back to the goalkeeper, Stelarczyk, just in front of the 6-yard box. Forward to Skip, then to the right centre-back to Cody. Finds the full-back Justin around the corner for Ayew. Skip into a central area to Samari. Short ball, really short ball, straight to Trent Alexander-Arnold on halfway. Ball through for Salah. On his left foot, pokes it towards goal, straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. Went for his little toe poke finish there, Mohamed Salah. Like I say, he's got 12 goals in his last 11 Premier League games, the Egyptian. Like I say, first player in the history of the Premier League to reach double figures for goals and assists before Christmas. So 5 Liverpool hat-tricks, Mohamed Salah. His last against Rangers away in the Champions League in October 2022. Gakpo. Gravenberch. Pass intercepted on the edge of the box by Ayew. Could there be a break on here for Leicester? Ayew be on one challenge and then brought down by the second of Dominic Szoboszlai. Will he get away with the yellow card? No, he won't. The recently substituted Dominic Szoboszlai goes into the book. Scored last season in the League Cup win against Leicester. Dominic Szoboszlai. And his goal in that game made it 2-1 to Liverpool. James Justin on halfway. Ball around the corner for Patson Daka. Van Dijk's chasing him, and the touch off Van Dijk will see the ball behind for a throw-in for Leicester in the final third on this near side. A vital race win there from Van Dijk because Patson Daka is quick, and if he'd got there ahead of Van Dijk, it'd be interesting to have known if Van Dijk would have been able to have stopped him. Patson Daka with the long throw in. It's a header away by Robertson to the edge of the box here to Samare, who can help it back in, but everyone for Leicester were trying to get back on side, and it's gone straight to Alisson, who kicks out quickly out of his hands. It's a pinpoint perfect kick out to Szoboszlai. Chops away from Samare, then down the line for Alexander-Arnold, back inside to Szoboszlai. Touch is heavy, it's a great challenge from Skip on the edge of the box. And could Leicester counter? Buonanotte not caught by McAllister. And it's Liverpool to attack. Buonanotte not getting what he wanted. Now Salah in the corner of the box on the right-hand side. Onto his left foot. Can't quite get the shot off. Drops to Mavididi, who dives to the ground. And that'll be Liverpool to continue to attack. Gomez down the right flank to Alexander-Arnold. Is the cross on? It certainly is, but the header is away by Vestergaard. Controlled by Buonanotte. Stopped in his tracks by Gravenberch. Loose ball drops in the end to Christensen, but good battle in between those two. Buonanotte down the left-hand side for Daka, who will give chase to this. Van Dijk takes no risks, kicks it out of play, throw-in for Leicester. Just inside the Liverpool half on the far side. We've got just less than 9 minutes to play here at Anfield. It's Liverpool 2, Leicester 1. Leicester did take a lead in the 6th minute through Jordan Ayew. But a goal right before the break from Gakpo and then one right after half-time from Jones has got Liverpool ahead, and they have got themselves 7 points clear at the top of the table with a game in hand. As Christensen, the left-back for Leicester, throws it down the line, headed one by Gomez, back inside by Szoboszlai. McAllister tries to help it on, deflects to Gakpo in the centre circle, and lifted out to the right-hand side to Salah, who brings it down, running at Christensen, inside the box, wants it on the left foot, will take the shot on the left foot, and wraps it to the far corner. And that is 3 points wrapped up for Liverpool. Their Egyptian king Mohamed Salah scores once again. It's goal number 16 already in the Premier League. And we are not even into the new year. He is bringing ridiculous numbers to this Premier League campaign. And it is goal number 230 in a Liverpool shirt. One of the best. And he still consistently brings out magnificent performances. Christensen did not get tight enough, didn't stop the shot. He used Christensen to bend that ball around him to find the far corner. It just looks rather effortless from Mohamed Salah. And with 3 goals, Liverpool now will surely collect 3 points. And with 7 minutes to go here at Anfield, it's Liverpool 3, Leicester 1. Not the worst of away performances from Leicester. You know, they've come here with quite a lot of injuries, not a full-strength squad, and they're rather weak anyway, compared to Liverpool, even if they did have everyone fit. But they took an early lead, defended pretty well for the first half, were quite unlucky to concede when they did through Cody Gakpo. But the second half, they've barely got out of their own half, and Liverpool have just been able to show that required quality needed to get them 3 points, which will send them clear of Chelsea in second. Salah just plays it behind Szoboszlai in the box. Samare to Buonanotte. Gets away from Gravenberch. Keeps it away from Trent Alexander-Arnold for now. Still with Buonanotte, who's then caught by McAllister. And that'll be a free kick for Leicester, just inside their own half, as Liverpool are readying another double change. It's going to be Kostas Tsimikas and Wataru Endo to come on. Vestergaard, ball over the top and in behind for James Justin on the right wing position. Chased down by Gakpo. Justin plays it behind him here to Ayew, who will cross it into the box here, far post. Headed away by Gomez. Will be kept alive here by Mavididi on this far side for Leicester City. Samare gets the ball forward to Christensen. It's now Mavididi once again. Crossing the ball into the box off the head of Gravenberch. Loops into the air. And it drops towards Skip on the edge of the area. Flicked over in by McAllister. Tackle in by Cody, but straight to Robertson, who tries to switch out towards Salah. Cut out by Vestergaard on halfway. And it's now with Victor Christensen. And Leicester will start again from the back as they'll bring on one of their own substitutions of Bobby Dicordova-Reid. There's Daka tackled by Van Dijk. And Alexander-Arnold will storm forward with the ball. Then into the space for Salah, over hit. And that'll be a throw in the defensive third for Leicester. So the first change, of course, will be very like for like as you can get. Andy Robertson being replaced by Kostas Tsimikas, just making his 7th appearance in the Premier League. Not played any minutes in his last 6. In the last 6, Tsimikas, his last Premier League minutes came at the start of November against Brighton. And another like-for-like change is Ryan Gravenberch, who has been revolutionised by Arne Slot, will be replaced by Wataru Endo, who made his 50th Liverpool appearance in the Premier League against Brighton. And again, Wataru Endo hadn't played any Premier League minutes in the last 4, but he comes on tonight to see out this game against Leicester. Foul on Samare there from behind by Szoboszlai. Free kick for Leicester in a left-back position, taken quickly to Vestergaard in the 18-yard box. Ayew tries a couple of step-overs, and he's fouled there by Endo, the substitute. And Leicester have made their change, and I believe Steffi Mavididi was brought off for Bobby Dicordova-Reid. Actually, I don't think Mavididi was that poor. Got the assist for the Leicester goal, seemed a threat whenever Leicester tried to get forward. Buonanotte on the Leicester right-hand side. Fouled there by Tsimikas. Free kick for Leicester. And this defeat for Leicester does mean they will be in the bottom 3 up until their game that they've got to play on the 29th of December when they take on a very struggling Manchester City. As Szoboszlai has it, it's passed through towards Gakpo, cut out by Vestergaard really well. And then Vestergaard plays it into space on the right for Buonanotte. Allows himself to get his legs moving. Drives away from Tsimikas and switches it to the left to Christensen. Could Leicester get one back here late on? Jordan Ayew, the goal scorer, onto his right foot. Playing a low ball in towards Bobby Dicordova-Reid. Taken away from him by Gomez. Kicking it out of touch. Throwing for Leicester. Taken by Christensen to Dicordova-Reid. Goes inside to Samare. 2 minutes left of the 90. Liverpool still lead 3-1. Connor Cody having to go back to Stelarczyk. Justin. Back to Stelarczyk. Just inside the 18-yard box here. Vestergaard into the midfield there towards Ayew, who will keep it away from McAllister, who slides in, doesn't get the ball, and that'll be a free kick for Leicester. Leicester trying a ball down the right-hand side towards Buonanotte, coming back from an offside position. Free kick for Liverpool. They've got West Ham away next in the league, and then host Manchester United on the 5th of January. So, a couple of challenging games for Liverpool coming up, but I'm sure they will be able to handle anything that comes their way. Only losing one now of their opening 26 in all competitions under Arne Slot. Van Dijk. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who scored for England in the October international break against Finland, but was out injured for the November games. See how much of a vital role he'll play in the Thomas Tuchel England reign. Liverpool just playing it around the back for now. 9 minutes added on. Wow! That was due to the lengthy VAR check, which disallowed Liverpool's third goal, but they eventually scored a third anyway through Salah. Having to check a couple of offsides, it did take quite a while. Salah on the final third right wing position, in behind for Szoboszlai. Keeps it away from Samare. Salah again, through for Endo. Kicks the ball off Ayew, who can keep the ball in himself. And in the left-back position, he's tripped, and that'll be a free kick for Leicester. Well won there by Jordan Ayew. Bit too aggressive in the challenge there. Endo, who spent 4 years of his career in Germany before leaving from Stuttgart to join Liverpool last summer. It's going to be one last final late change for Liverpool. Alexis McAllister will be swapped out for Harvey Elliott. Yet to start in the Premier League so far this season, Harvey Elliott. Scored and started against Southampton in the League Cup. Did miss quite a bit of the last couple of months with a fractured foot. Picked that up in early September, came back recently. So 9 added on. We've almost played 2 minutes of it already. There's Liverpool lead 3-1 here in Anfield. Like I said, the last time these two sides met last season in the League Cup, it did finish 3-1 to Liverpool. And it'll be 5 wins in a row against Leicester if they see this through, which I imagine they will do. Tsimikas at left back, just inside the Liverpool half hit. The Reds with the ball. Virgil van Dijk just inside the centre circle. Lifts it out to the left wing position towards Gakpo. Headed away by James Justin. Flicked on by Buonanotte. Well, as far as Szoboszlai, midway inside the Leicester half. Plays it back into the centre circle here to Gomez. Can he work it forward? Finds Elliott, who's just drifted out towards the right-hand side here. Works it to Salah. Jota. Barely touched the ball since coming on. He's been on for quite a while, the Portuguese striker. Salah receives it on the edge of the box and plays it through towards Jota. Tackled by Vestergaard. And that'll be a corner on the far side for Liverpool. We will try and score one final goal before the full-time whistle. And that was Mohamed Salah's 100th Premier League goal scored at Anfield. Nice little milestone there for the Egyptian. And he crosses it in near post here. Tsimikas dealt with by Patson Daka as far as Jota. Szoboszlai lays it off for Alexander-Arnold. Touched it back through for Jota. Now out to the right hand side is Simicas, who has to chase this down to keep it in. Harvey Elliott, left footed ball, lifted into the box. Van Dijk wins the header. Can't quite reach Simicas. And it's now Dicot Dover-Reid for Leicester. Surrounded, but fouled in the end by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Bobby Dicot Dover-Reid did score last season here at Anfield, whilst at Fulham. Back on 3rd of December in a 4-3 defeat. As Leicester are going to make another change with 5 to play. Their captain for tonight, Connor Cody, will be coming off for their new young centre half of Caleb Okoli, 23 years of age, has Nigerian parents, been on the bench for the last 6 times for Italy, senior level, in the last couple of international breaks. Spent last season on loan at Frosinone, where he was relegated with them from Serie A, brought in for €15 million this summer from Atalanta, made over 50 Serie A appearances during his time in Italy, playing for Atalanta and Frosinone in the top Italian league. Four minutes to go. It looks like Liverpool have wrapped up their 3 points. That's the Christmas present they've given to their fans for this year. And it will mean Leicester have won just 3 of their opening 18 Premier League games so far this season, which is a little bit of a worry. Winning 2 at home against West Ham and Brentford, and then winning 1 away from home in rather dramatic circumstances against Southampton a couple of months ago. The ball in behind there for Liverpool, can't quite reach Harvey Elliott, and it'll be a goal kick for Leicester. 3 minutes to play. Stelarczyk. Big clearance forward. Ayew wins the header up in the air. Gomez tries to hook it away. Drops in the end to Alexander-Arnold, who switches it to the left here to Simicas. Liverpool aren't exactly pushing for a 4th, but if the opportunity arises, I'm sure they won't squander any opportunity. Gakpo again cutting in onto that right foot, pulled back by Buonanotte, and that'll be a free kick for Liverpool, given by Darren Bond there, about 22 yards out here on the left hand side for Liverpool. Definitely slight positives for Ruud van Nistelrooy. They're coming up against a very informed Liverpool team, and like I say, for the majority of the game, especially pretty much all of the first half, they defended pretty well. Just kind of got pushed further and further back and just couldn't quite contain the Liverpool brilliance that they have on the pitch tonight. Simicas and Szoboszlai stood over it. 3-man Leicester wall just over a minute to go. Simicas goes for a cross to the far post. Jota heads it back across towards Van Dijk. Can't quite work it towards goal. Cleared in the end by Oliver Skipp. Towards Szoboszlai on the Liverpool left. Goes inside to a central area to Alexander-Arnold. Out to the right it goes to Salah. Kept in by the number 11. Lays it back here to Elliott. Less than a minute to go here at Anfield. Elliott with a switch ball out to the left. That's a great ball. Good touch as well by Szoboszlai into the path for Gakpo. Tries to lift it in. Comes off James Justin. Corner kick on the near side for Liverpool. Beautiful ball that though from Harvey Elliott. Still just at the age of 21. The boyhood Liverpool fan. Szoboszlai works it to the edge of the box. Tsimikas lays it back off to Szoboszlai. Takes a touch with the right foot. Then plays the overlap of Tsimikas, who lifts it to the far post here. Salah chests it. And takes on Buonanotte. Crosses right-footed towards Gakpo. Well caught by Staracek. And we've pretty much hit the 9th minute of added on time. Staracek keeps hold of it for now. Rolls it to Samare. And there is the full-time whistle here at Anfield. Liverpool win once again the Battle of the Dutchmen. And it's Arne Slot to come out on top ahead of Ruud van Nistelrooy. It was Leicester who took the lead in the 6th minute through Jordan Ayew. It was their only shot on target in the game. And they defended resolutely for the first half. But right on the stroke of half-time, Cody Gakpo cut onto his right foot and bent a brilliant shot into the right-hand side of the goal to give Liverpool an equaliser at half-time. And right after the break, Curtis Jones scored his 3rd goal of the season, and he scored on his 100th Premier League appearance to edge Liverpool in front. And from there, it was all Liverpool from the start of the second half to the finish. And it was a 3rd goal from Salah to wrap up the 3 points. He scored with 8 minutes to go over the 90 on that right-hand side, cutting onto his left foot, bending it around Christensen and into the far corner. It's a very trademark Salah finish, and it gives him his 16th Premier League goal of the season. He got 18 Premier League goals in the entirety of last season, and he has been completely rejuvenised under Arne Slot. And it is definitely a situation where Liverpool are going to try their very hardest to sign the Egyptian to a new contract, as he does have a chance to leave at the end of this season, as his contract is due to finish at Liverpool. But despite a half-decent effort from Leicester, they just were never going to have the quality to see that lead through all the way to the end. Superb commentary, cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, tune in. I know the commentaries aren't as often anymore, but I do still enjoy them when I get the chance to do them and commentate on a couple of games. Like I said, I don't know when the next one will be. Not too sure, but make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you know exactly when I do commentate next. But that will be the end of tonight's live stream here from Anfield. It's Liverpool on Boxing Day who give Leicester the knockout blow. They did go 1-0 up Leicester 6 minutes in through Jordan Ayew, but one before the break from Gakpo gave Liverpool the momentum to push on in the second half. They scored early with Curtis Jones, ended late with a goal through Mo Salah. It's 3-1 here at Anfield, and Leicester are finding themselves in the relegation zone, and for Liverpool, they are now a big margin in front of Chelsea at the top of the Premier League table. It is 7 points clear for Liverpool with a game in hand. Will they be caught? We'll have to find out. But here at Anfield on this Boxing Day night fixture, it finishes Liverpool 3, Leicester City 1.